Trigger warning, pregnancy loss. This video is real, raw, and honest. I've never spoken so deeply from the heart publicly. This is my safe space and not a space for hate. If you can relate, I see you and I honor you. Thanks for watching and not judging. Hi guys, it's Maya. Welcome back to my channel. As you can tell, today's video is a little different by the title. I do want to give a trigger warning. I will be talking about pregnancy loss. I'm going to try to keep it short and not get too emotional, but I can't guarantee anything because I'm an emotional person normally, and this is obviously not normal circumstances. It feels kind of weird making this video, but it feels weirder not making it because I share everything with you guys. And I'm one of those people, I don't grieve silently. You can tell when I'm hurt, you can tell when I'm upset, you can see it. And even before we got to this point, part of what I was really struggling with was just like not being able to tell people. Because it feels weird to me. It feels like I have like a secret, and not a good one, a sad one. On top of it, I'm having the biggest sinus attack ever. I can barely breathe out of my nose. I'm so congested. I know I've cried myself sick, and all the rain from the hurricane stirred everything up. I know my immune system's low right now. I'm making this video because even though I'm not doing well, I would be doing much worse if I hadn't over the years seen videos like this where people have shared their experience. Even before I wanted kids and I wanted to get pregnant and all of these things, I had followed YouTubers who had been open about their experiences, and it's only because they were brave enough to do so that I knew that there were these possibilities before I ever got pregnant, because people just don't talk about it. They just don't share, and most times a miscarriage happens pretty early on, like it did with me, where you haven't even told people. When my husband and I got married, I originally wanted us to get pregnant on our honeymoon. But as you know, we had a really hard time with the wedding process. Everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong. And so we were like, you know what, let's just wait a year and give ourselves some time to like just breathe and enjoy ourselves as newlyweds. Unfortunately, the living situation we were in was just not conducive to that. And once the wedding ended and I thought I would no longer be stressed, I was just stressed about other things. And so these past 3 years really, literally since March of 2020 with COVID, and it's not COVID, it's just the change of living situation, I've been in a really bad place. Like, I've been depressed and overwhelmed, and my anxiety has been so bad. And I've always struggled with anxiety, but it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. And our living situation, it just felt like an extra job after my job. And so that really started to get to me. And because we had just spent all this money on a wedding, we weren't necessarily in the place where we were ready to just like pivot and move. So we tried to stick through it, and then I was like, I can't stick through it. And then we tried to, you know, work to save the money to move out. Our original move out date was supposed to be April of this year, and it ended up being pushed to August 1st. And I was really like, by August 1st, we gotta move. We gotta have our own space so we can just be us. Just be me and you, and be married, and be newlyweds, and just, you know. In May, I ended up getting my IUD out that I'd had in for years because I wanted to have a baby, obviously, but also he was starting to feel it, so we just went and got it taken out. In no way did I think I would get pregnant right away. But on July 22nd, I found out I was pregnant. And I was already feeling weird before then. There were 2 weeks, and this was literally in the middle of us like planning to move. I wanted to move by August 1st. And then we got approved to move for July 22nd. And I was like, oh my God. I came home from work that Monday and like just started doing stuff and moving. It was just like, wow. And then our move-in date got changed. We were in a space where we were like half moving, half not moving because we didn't know what was going on. And I was just like losing my shit because I was so excited to move. It felt like finally like the rainbow at the end of the tunnel, like we're getting out of here, we're gonna have our own space to just be adults and grow and just love each other, and like it's gonna be so amazing. And so my stomach had been feeling weird. I'd been drinking my coffee and like hating my coffee and just like so tired. And I was like, is it anxiety for the move because we don't know what's happening and it's just so stressful, or work's just driving me crazy, or like, ha ha ha, I'm pregnant. On Saturday the 22nd, I was supposed to get my period, and I didn't. And when it's hot, Monty is like not a cuddler. And Saturday morning, we're laying in bed, and Monty's like holding me so tightly. He's cuddling with me, and I'm like, this is weird, but whatever. We were supposed to go to a house party down the street at 3 o'clock, and like at 2:30 I literally could not wake up from my nap for the life of me to take a shower, and Tess was like, babe, you need to get up. And so when I went to the bathroom, I was kind of like, just take a pregnancy test now, clear your mind, you don't want to go to the party and be like, ooh. And I took the test. It was positive. So I called Tess in and I showed him and I got it on video, and we were so excited. And I FaceTimed my mom, and then I told my sister, and then my best friend came over to go to the party, and I told her. We were just so excited. We ended up moving on the 31st, and it was hectic and it was stressful. I didn't just chill, I moved, but I didn't lift anything heavy. So I would do like, if Tess was carrying 4 boxes, I would carry like a bag or one thing at a time, you know, like, so I did my part because I'm not one of those people that can just sit still and do nothing, but I definitely didn't do like the full, you know. So we moved, and I just started feeling like worse and worse. Like, it was so early, but I could feel it so strongly. Like, just the thought of food was like disgusting. Tess would be looking on DoorDash, and just like seeing him scroll would make me like want to throw up. Like, I just didn't want anything. And when I could eat, it was like a fifth of my normal portion. You know, like nothing. I could barely keep anything down. On August 5th, we went to a wedding 2 hours away, and I could read in the car normally, and I literally was throwing up out of the car window in traffic because I'd had a Gatorade, which is like one of the things that I was fine with. I just was feeling everything so deeply, like terrible, awful symptoms, like lightheaded in the shower. I basically put myself on bed rest, so if I wasn't in the bed, I was on the couch, just because doing anything was like exhausting. Like, you know, you don't get it until you've been there, but like everything is being sucked and drained from your body, and you have like nothing left to give. And it was hard because we're in this new space that I've been wanting for years, and I can't do anything, and there's still boxes everywhere. Tess was working 10-hour shifts and Saturdays, so like by the time he got home from work, he's exhausted. So it was like we had moved to this new space and finally had the space for everything to be put away, to everything to have a place, and nothing was put away. And I'm just lying on the couch looking at these boxes, getting frustrated. But I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything. On Monday, August 7th, I started to have a little spotting. Like, wasn't feeling great, but it wasn't anything crazy. And I talked to a couple people, and they were like, no, like, you'll know. It'll be a crazy amount of blood if you're miscarrying. Like, you'll know. And it was nothing. It was nothing. It was like just a little spotting. But of course, I'm a worrywart. And I was feeling so terrible, and I was just like, oh my God, you know? And you do the research, and it says like 1 in 4 women will have spotting. It's totally normal. But then the research also says 1 in 4 women will have a miscarriage. And so I started to get like, you know, you don't want to think those things, but your brain starts going there. And when you have anxiety like I do, like diagnosed anxiety, like your brain starts to go there. And like, before I found out I was pregnant, like right before I found out I was pregnant, probably like April, May, I had like a big breakdown. And I got a therapist, and I saw a psychiatrist, and I got given Ativan for like emergencies, and I took it 1 time because I just didn't want to take it. And you don't know what type of person you'll be when you're pregnant, you know? Like, the rest of my family is really holistic and like, I love a medicine, I love a Coke, like, give it to me, you know? At the moment I found out I was pregnant, I was like, I don't want any of that. Like, no. I'm gonna be as clear-headed, as level-headed as everything, you know, like an occasional unison for sleeping just because my sleeping was so bad because it's so uncomfy, like the pains, it's just like, whoa. So I started to spiral, but I was like, it's gonna be okay, and everyone was like, it's gonna be okay. So I called Kaiser, and I was supposed to have my ultrasound on July 15th, and I got it moved up to August 9th. So, and I was nervous, you know, like I was so worried. So Taz and my sister and I, we went to Kaiser, and I had the ultrasound and we couldn't see anything, and the midwife was basically like, it might be too early, you might be less pregnant than you think you are because your body may have like actually released an egg at a different time. We're gonna do some blood work today, we'll do some blood work on Friday, and based on that we'll do an ultrasound next week. So I was like, okay, you know, feeling like pretty sad because we didn't see anything and worried, but like, it's gonna be okay. That night I came home and I cried 2 hours while Tess slept in what would have been the baby's room, praying that it was gonna be okay and that my baby would be okay, and that even though I felt terrible and this was awful, it was all worth it for my baby, you know, like. And then on Friday I went back for more blood work. And I did my blood work, and I hate getting my blood drawn. I have such hard to find veins, and it's just terrible. And every time they do it, it's like $40. So I've spent probably $180 on blood work and putting myself through pain. So Saturday morning, because I have Kaiser, you can like go in on the back end and see all of your shit, which I don't know if that's horrible or fantastic, because I can look my shit up right away. But then it's also like, you don't know what anything means, so you scare yourself. So I saw the numbers and I Googled it, and it basically was like, you should be 7 weeks, which is what I was supposed to be. So I was like, on Monday, the midwife called and she was like, your blood alert looks great. Like, you're gonna come in on Wednesday. Maybe the baby was just hiding. It's all good. So I was feeling like, you know, that stress just disappeared. That anxiety just disappeared. And then on Wednesday, we went back for the second ultrasound. There was nothing. There was the gestational sac, but like nothing in there but shadows. So it turns out I had something called a molar pregnancy, which is an unviable pregnancy. It was never gonna be a baby. It didn't pass naturally, and because of the shadows, I was gonna need emergency surgery the next day to do a biopsy and get it all out. When I left, I was heartbroken and devastated and just cried myself to sleep. I went to bed at like 9 p.m. and at 1:30 woke up like in a cold sweat with like a pit in my stomach. And I again went to the baby's room and cried for hours. Just because not only had I lost our baby, but it wasn't our baby. I was getting emergency surgery, and I've never had real surgery ever. I've only ever had my wisdom teeth pulled, and I was like flipping out for that. So this was obviously gonna be so much worse. And it's like, times of sadness like this, you gotta look at the bright side, and like the bright side is I live in California, and like I could get surgery to pass it because it didn't naturally, and I was still having like such bad symptoms, like my body hadn't realized I wasn't pregnant, and so I was still like throwing up at the smell of food and like having tooth pain and like weak, and there was no baby, let alone my baby. So the next day, August 17th, we went to Kaiser, me, Tez, and my sister. They told us only one person could come up with me, so my sister had to stay downstairs, and that made me sad. We get upstairs, and they're like checking me in, and they're like, okay, husband, like, we're gonna let you know when you can come back and get her. It's probably gonna be 5 hours because I didn't actually have a surgery time scheduled because it was an emergency, so they were just like fitting me in. Thankfully they let me keep my phone and my AirPods because I asked about my AirPods, so I could like try and distract myself, and my copay was $1,200. Like, I have insurance, and my copay was $1,200, like paying essentially like $1,200 plus $200 of blood work, like $1,400 to like get rid of my baby and do a biopsy to make sure like everything's normal. Everyone must have known I mean, they could see it. I literally like was like this, like just tearing the whole time, like just getting undressed and lying in the bed and just tearing up the whole time. And every single nurse was so nice. They're like, you're young, you're gonna be okay, like you and your husband can try again, and we can, and it's true. But that fear, thankfully I had like the nicest nurse ever. She was really making me feel comfortable. We were like laughing and joking about Beyonce, and like, you know, it was like, okay. They willed me back, said some stuff, and I was out. I don't know. All I know is that I woke up, like, I've never felt tired like that. And I looked around and I was just, you're alive. Like, you're alive. You're gonna be okay. And I am, but it doesn't feel like it. I came home Thursday. I slept the whole day. And Friday, I already felt better physically. And that's really hard, because physically, I feel the best I've felt in years. Physically, I can run, and I can jump, and I can move around, and I have energy, and I can laugh. And mentally, I understand that this was not meant to be. That was not meant to be my baby. But emotionally, I don't ever know how I'll be okay again. I'm so scared of even just leaving the house now, because every time I've left the house, it's been bad news. And I finally have a space where, like, I feel safe being here in our new house. And it's like, I don't want to leave. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to hear bad news. I don't want to be scared. So on Saturday, I woke up and I had all this energy. And I literally was a mad woman. I unpacked and I put stuff away and I distracted myself, and I thought, you can do this. You can do this. You can make your space your space. That's the least you can do. So all day Saturday, I was just putting stuff away, doing stuff. I made this room happen, and it made me feel good while feeling so bad. And Sunday, I was supposed to have book club. And I never start the book till the last minute because I'm a fast reader, so I want it to be fresh in my mind. Saturday I start the book and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be great, this and that. God, you know, on your phone, the worst part of it is my phone has not realized I'm not pregnant anymore. And so instead of just being able to like mindlessly scroll and distract myself, every reel is a pregnancy reel. Every ad is a baby thing. Everything. Saturday, I read like an hour of the book, and I was like, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up early, and I'm gonna read. Sunday, I woke up in like a sweat, pit in my stomach, and I was just like just literally out of my sleep, just sweating, like something's not right. And this is after my surgery, and after I've already lost the baby, so I'm like, what's going on? So I'm like, you know what, read your book. You're supposed to be up early reading your book. At 7 a.m. I got a call from my dad that my grandmother was passing and we had to go say goodbye. So we drove to Whittier in the pouring rain from Hurricane Hillary. 3 days after I had lost the baby, to say goodbye to my grandmother, who is already gone. She's been ready, so I know she's in a better place. You know, I know she's free now. But the loss, on top of the loss, like, I'm falling apart, and I'm so sad, and it feels like no one knows why I'm sad, and I don't like that, because I'm devastated. We were so excited. I didn't need to get pregnant right away. We could have just enjoyed the space without it being, like, tainted. Like, today's Friday the 25th and we're 90% unpacked, and I'm like forcing myself to keep the second bedroom door open so that when I walk by I have to look at it so it's not scary, because it's just a room. It's not my baby. And those few clothes that were hanging in the closet that I got excited to buy for my baby, not my one-day baby, not someone else's baby, but my baby, I had to put them away. I had to put them in a bag and tie them up and put them away. And like, it's just clothes. And one day I'll have a baby who will wear those clothes. It's not today. And that's okay. But I don't feel okay. Physically, I'm fine.
mentally I understand it was not meant to be. That was not our baby. It was never gonna be our baby. We get to enjoy ourselves in this space as a newlywed, and it's just me, Tess, and Monty, and we're gonna be fine. But emotionally, oh, the hole in my heart is huge, and there's babies everywhere. And it's hard because it's like for the past 2, 3, 4, 5 years, I've seen a baby and I've thought, oh, what a baby. And now I see a baby and I think, but what about my baby? What about my baby that I was gonna love so much, that I already loved so much? I unfortunately still have not gotten my biopsy results from Kaiser to get the go-ahead for everything to be clear. My midwife did call me to check in and she said, you know, I'm not gonna say this is goodbye, I'm gonna say it's see you soon, you're gonna be back soon, it's all gonna be okay. And I know it will be, but when and how? Because we haven't been cleared yet to try again. And even when we are, how do you let yourself get excited about something when you know what it could be? And now it's just like my vision is colored differently, you know, everything is like colored in blue, and I feel so alone. But I know I'm not alone, but I just feel so alone. And it's like so many women go through this, 1 in 4, and no one talks about it. And you're not supposed to say you're pregnant until 3 months in case something happens. So you can be sad alone. So you can just navigate acting like everything's okay when deep down your heart is broken. My heart is broken. I'm not okay. And I don't want to pretend to be okay. I've literally cried so much I've made myself sick. Like, I unintentionally saw a gender reveal on Twitter that made me cry for 2 hours because I had already planned mine. And it's like, I'm so grateful that I didn't get far enough along to be like, oh, it's a girl, it's a boy, and like have an attachment, and we already have names selected, like to give the name and then it feel tainted, like we didn't get there. So I know it's been worse for other people. And it's like, I lost this pregnancy at 7 weeks. That's so early. And I'm young and I have a husband and we're gonna try again and it's gonna be okay. But the anxiety, I don't know how I would get past that. I don't know how I get excited again and feel good about anything or myself. You know, I don't always love my body. I've been disappointed in it before, but the moment I found out I was pregnant, like, I loved my belly. I stopped sucking it in for the first time ever. And now when I see myself in the mirror, I hate myself. I hate it. I see my stomach and I just feel sick. Just next Friday I'm supposed to go to Beyonce and have fun and have a good time and look cute, and I hate myself. I don't feel good about myself. I don't feel good about the way I look. And like, how do you do that? How do you go out and have a good time while your heart is just breaking? And like, Beyonce got through it, so I can get through it. But like, how? So tonight, for date night, Tez and I are leaving the house. We're gonna go to Benihana. That's my favorite restaurant. And we're gonna go and find an outfit for me for Friday. And I'm gonna try to feel good about myself. And I hope it works. But I'm hurting and I'm sad. And now you know why there wasn't any moving vlogs. Because I am so gross and just exhausted and tired. And now you know why there wasn't any unpacking vlog, because I didn't feel good about myself and didn't want to be on camera. But this was just, I can't suffer in silence. I can't just ghost everyone and be like, oh yeah, no, I'm just a little sad, my grandma passed, and like, oh, my sinuses. That's true and that's true, but like 5 weeks I imagined my life a certain way and I planned stuff and we got excited and it didn't happen. And it wasn't meant to. Next time, I hope it works out. I hope it's meant to. I hope it's okay. I'm just scared. But I know I'm not the only one. And I know this is something that so many women are hurt by and burdened by and don't feel they can share because we don't talk about our pain. but I'm gonna talk about my pain and I'm gonna share because I vlogged so much. I filmed me telling everyone basically. And next time, if I'm not as excited or if I'm a little worried or I'm a little scared, I want you guys to know why. Because I want you guys to be with me on the journey for real. I'm always gonna be myself and honest and authentic, and that's just who I am, even when it's embarrassing and cringe and I'm here crying to you guys about what I'm going through. This is also the same person who like told you guys I peed my pants in the airport in Jamaica and reenacted it. That's just who I am. I'm a sharer. And I'm not an artist. I'm not a singer. I'm not a writer. I'm not a painter, and I don't know how else to express my grief besides just to talk about it. So I have to talk about it because it's too heavy for me to just keep it inside and pretend that I'm okay, because I'm not. But I'm gonna be okay. It's only been a week. I'm gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. And for anyone else watching this who can relate to it, like, you're gonna be okay. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to feel a loss so deeply of something that really never was. But I know I didn't make up those feelings. Like, I felt it so heavily. And like, one of the symptoms of a molar pregnancy is like you have terrible symptoms, and I had terrible symptoms. And so now I hope next time it's normal and I don't have these feelings, and I can be like my friends who are hiking and going to Soul Cycle and moving and grooving and not just be bedridden. But if I am bedridden the whole time, it will be okay, because one day I will have my baby. And we will have our family, and it's not today. And that's okay. Because on Friday, I'm gonna feel good about myself. I am. I'm gonna love what I'm wearing and how I look. And I'm gonna go to Beyonce, and I'm gonna have a great time, and I'm gonna drink, and I'm gonna be high, and I'm just gonna feel the music so deeply. It's gonna be the start of the new Maya, because I'll never be the old Maya again, because I'll always have this on my heart. But that's okay. I'm gonna grow from it, and I'm gonna learn, and it's gonna make me better. And this is so annoying, but it's gonna make me appreciate what I do have right now. And I'm still blessed. It's gonna be okay. I have the house I've been praying for years, with a husband who shows up for me and loves me unconditionally, flaws and all, and knows who I am and is there for me and supports me. An annoying little dog who's down there snoring while I'm pouring my heart out, and family and friends that love and support me. And for any of you out there who are going through this, I see you. I love you. We're gonna be okay. We are. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who's ever made a video like this that I've unintentionally watched to be okay in this place right now, because I'm heartbroken and devastated. But if I didn't know this possibility the way I did because people have shared, I'd be besides myself. I'm gonna be like Sean Johnson, and I'm gonna take this loss, and I'm gonna grow from it, and I'm gonna go on, and I'm gonna have like beautiful, happy, healthy kids. And it's gonna be okay. But if I'm a little scared next time, now you know why. And I hope you'll support me, because I need it. Wow. Literally the most embarrassing video I've ever made. But you know when you just gotta do something, you just gotta do it. So guys, that's where I'm at. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope the next time I see you, I'm in better spirits. But if I'm not, I'm just gonna share where I'm at, because this is my channel and my content and who I am, and I don't want to hide myself. I'm a sensitive being and I feel things deeply, and that's okay. I shouldn't be embarrassed by being sad. Grief is not embarrassing, but now you know, and I'm not hiding. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.